Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. Whew, welcome to another Friday show. And with it, of course, I'm joined by my boy, Camelot. How you doing, brother?
I'm tired, but I'm alive. I'm on a diet, and my only cheat for the entire diet is when we're going to be smashing drinks in the room. And you know what I'm saying? And that's basically that's my whole, and then I don't have another cheat anything until May. And I'm like low energy. I can barely move around. It's pretty rough. No carbs, man. No carbs.
I feel you. I was just passed out before there it is. There's the yawn. The yawn is here. The yawn is upon us. But yeah, I was just passed out and I was like, fuck me. Anyway, I'm short on sleep because this damn trial.
Oh, yeah,
dude. I could talk about in a little bit. And I'm not going to talk about the trial so much. I'm just going to talk about me bitching about it. But first, let me also welcome the show for the first time on the Rekieta Law Show, Epic Mike. How you doing, brother?
Dude, I'm doing good. I am also very tired. I literally slept till 5 minutes before I was supposed to be here. So I was like, cool, man, let's make it work. And I put some eye drops in so it didn't look like I've been smoking weed or anything. But yeah, we're here and I'm ready to do it, man. No, I appreciate the invite. So
nice.
We were all asleep before this started, weren't we?
Yeah, I don't have any awesome sunglasses. I also would have put those on. I used to have a pair of goggles that I wore a lot, but I don't have those anymore either. So
and now let's welcome the one person who wasn't asleep right before joining the show. Coming straight from our hearts, Ted Kaczynski.
What up? How you doing, guys?
What's up, Ethan?
How you doing? Boy, you know what? I slept until 8 p.m. So I got your message, your invite, and I was like, hell yeah, it sounds like a good way to spend my Friday evening, hanging out with these gentlemen.
You can bring us all the energy in the world then, because we're all drag assing over here. Ethan's like, yeah, let's go. What's up? No big deal. It's been a long time, brother. How you been?
Good. Really good, man. Very busy. Very busy, but you know what? I'll make time because you're Nick Rekieta. This is Rekieta Law. And we go back a long time, you and I.
I know. We got history.
We're shipping Wreck Planet right now upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Wreck Planet is going out to everybody.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's going to be cool. You ordered it, right?
Yeah, I think I got the honeycomb box.
Sweet.
Coming. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the toys.
Yeah. Yeah, the toys are coming in too. Probably around June. I'm looking forward to that. They're on a ship from communist China over here.
You get toys now.
The commies, yeah. We got
toys
Americans that gotta.
Kitten.
Well, what are we gonna do? Like, no Americans will do those jobs. Like, I can't pay an American 20 cents an hour to paint eyelashes on Heather Swain. I'd like to.
Yeah, and if you did,
in the right neighborhoods.
Dude, maybe a Mexican.
They would just jump out the window. But in China, they'll just land in the net and they'll pull it back in.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
You try to pay a kid 20 cents an hour in America, and every time you open the box, it goes, and it's like, this is not funny anymore. I can't do it. Stop putting sombreros on my toys. I don't like it.
Nah, dude. No, for real. I got my house painted recently. My entire house, like the inside of it, and it was like 90 Guatemalans, and they were all like 4'2". It was great. And
where did you get them? Cool. Where did you find the Guatemalans?
Dude, they were at the Home Depot in the parking lot.
That's
and
sweet,
the problem is he's got 9-foot ceilings and they could only paint up 8 feet. So there's just a 1 foot thing around all of the tops of the
dude. No, it was like there was children everywhere. And then they were just drinking. I was like, I had my,
everywhere.
Yeah, it was basically it was, and it was a Thursday.
They get mustaches a lot earlier, Camelot. So you just didn't know.
The last day was a Thursday, and I get drunk every Thursday, right? So I was like, I had my White Claws and had like 2 18-packs. So I was like, you guys want a claw? And they didn't even speak English, and they were just grabbing them and slamming them. And I was like, hell yeah, it was great, dude.
Now get back to work.
They didn't charge me nothing. They did a great job.
Nice.
Well, I got for Camelot and Epic Mike, I just wanted to let you guys know there is a way. There's a natural energy product out there that can help you when you're fatigued. like we all are. I'm about to indulge in it. It's called pussy.
Oh,
you just get yourself a nice drink of pussy and natural energy, and you can be perfectly energized. And I didn't know. Maybe you guys didn't know that was the secret to life. Was just drink some pussy.
It would have made me more late if I was trying to indulge in that. So,
dude, not me yet. That's like 20 seconds. But I roll over and pass out, dude. If I'm ever if I can't sleep because I have a race in the morning or something, because we'll get in the race car at about 7 or 8 in the morning, and I can't sleep, and I'm in a strange hotel, I'll just dump a load in some chick, and then all of a sudden I'm just dead.
I probably should have washed this off. You think about it. Oh, it's got a little smell to it.
Oh my God.
Let's see the logo. Let's see the logo as you're drinking. That's important. And by the way, maybe that can be taken 2 ways. I don't know if I want to be drinking something that's calling me a pussy in front of everybody. That's the other way that you could look at that.
Wait, if you do, you got to get the pinky out.
Yeah. You got to be fancy about it. Yep.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
God, it tasted better last time.
little yeasty. It's fine.
Yeah, it's varying in flavor. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Perfect. So, lads, what the hell's going on in the world? I've been wrapped up in this fucking trial. It's this guy in South Carolina, Alex Murdaugh. He's like old money. His family's these prominent lawyers that go back 100 years in the county, and he is accused of murdering his wife and son very subtly. Very subtle murders by turning their heads into jello with different firearms at close range. Oh, so the problem with it is twofold. One, the state does not seem to have any explanation for how they're dead other than somebody shot them and it must be him. They can't put him there at the time of the shooting. There's no blood on him that makes any sense. Because, I mean, when they describe the son's like body, there's like blood everywhere. There's brain on the ceiling. Jeez. And this guy is pristine. They can't find a drop of blood on him. I mean, he's there.
Did he change his clothing? I mean, did they arrest him directly after? Did he go walk into the lake and then take his shirt off and pretend a curly-haired man attacked his family and ran down the beach?
Kinda. So
this is the Sam Shepard case, Nick.
Yeah.
Remember that from the 1950s? Oh my God. I washed up on the beach with no shirt. Yeah, because it was covered in blood, you asshole.
Right.
And you put it in the water. And
well,
nobody ever found it.
Here's the problem is if he did that, there's a whole bunch of weird shit. First of all, the wife and the son are killed by 2 different guns, which doesn't make a ton of sense. Like one is a 300 blackout rifle round, and the other is a shotgun round. Well, 2 shotgun rounds. They can't find either gun. They don't know what gun was used, either of them. If he changed clothes, they had full search warrants of all of the property. Couldn't find it. They can't account for the other problem is he had to do all this in like 10 minutes. He had to kill wife and son, walk 0.3 of a mile back to his house, presumably showered, changed clothes, got in the guns, drove to his mother's house who has Alzheimer's. I guess disposed of everything somewhere along the way. No one knows where any of this happens. Then he drives back and then calls 911 to report the murders. And then is like the most convincing actor ever as he's sitting there like hysterical.
Is he crying? He's crying and everything.
He's very shook and and manic as he's talking about it. It sounds real. I don't know.
Not guilty.
That's
not
the problem.
I just got to say, like, I think we need to throw, Nick, maybe you'll disagree with me about this, but we got to throw these guys who are careful planners a bone, because
I agree.
I'd like to think, if I'm about to murder some people, careful planning and my intellect, having all the bases covered, my knowledge of true crime and all the stuff that I've watched, I've learned, that's going to pay off in the end. If my performance is good, if I do everything right. I mean, they let that bitch Casey Anthony off. You know what I mean? I don't think that's ridiculous. They let O.J. Simpson off. These are 2 guilty people. But you know what? Not guilty. Reasonable doubt. That's what it sounds like to me. And I think like we should be sending that message out to people that if you're going to do this, killing in
do it well.
Yeah, like first degree murder, you're going to get caught. But second degree murder, take your time, cover your bases, plan things out. Give yourself a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And make sure that you got it down pat. Like that's what I would say.
See, I would agree. Although if you're actually fair about it, you want to go to trial, be exonerated for it, and then be like, see, they said I was innocent. That's what OJ's been living on for all this time. Then he even wrote a book about it. He's like, hey, listen, man, obviously I didn't do it because they said I was innocent. But if I did do it, here's how I would. He's been living on that ever since. But then also when you're in the room with OJ or when you're around him, you know that he did it.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to piss him off or say anything. Like, yeah, you're like, oh, hey, OJ, how you doing, man? You know, and he's like, you know, he's got now that killer instinct in the room all the time.
Let me give a tip to people like OJ in the future. And Nick, again, correct me if I'm wrong about this. You know,
I've never known you to be wrong about anything.
Okay,
in my
so I'm not going to be wrong
life.
about this either. Guys, killing with a knife, not a good idea, especially when it's going to be multiple stab wounds if you're going to kill somebody that you love. Reason why is because that automatically points to somebody who's impassioned, who really cares. You know, O.J. Simpson clearly killed Nicole because it was a savage murder. That normal, like, people were just like,
wait a minute, why would savage automatically apply there, Ethan?
Yeah.
well, he nearly cut her head off. That's all I'm saying. You know,
I mean, but you're just like, well, obviously it was OJ
really,
who was
really
the
because
savage.
he cared.
I mean, just feels.
I know
like
it
maybe
seemed racial to you, Nick, and take that and run with it all you'd like. After what I've been through, I don't give a shit. Here's what I'm saying. I'm just saying what OJ could have done. I'm not criticizing him because he did get off scot-free, right? But what he could have done is just blam, point blank execution style. And in that case, it seems passionless. It seems like it could be a drug thing. It could be anything. Somebody just wanted you dead. But when you're like, you fucking bitch, what the fuck? Like, that's you know, somebody who is close to the victim.
And clean up the technique a little bit. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
We do have another person who could maybe even shine some light on that and how to properly murder someone, but do it dispassionately so people don't suspect. What's up, Sean? Potentially criminal. How you doing, brother?
I was terrified you're going to bring in OJ Simpson. I would have left.
If I could get OJ on this show, I would have him on this show in a heartbeat.
He's this close. I'm serious. He will come soon.
Dude, he is. Him joining Twitter, I remember when it happened, was one of the funniest damn things I've ever seen. Because there were all the parody accounts of OJ running around, and then all of a sudden, like, OJ joins, and some guy DMs him and then posts the DM later. And he's like, hey, man, this seems like a really convincing parody. And he's like, he just sent him a bunch of knives. And then he says, you next. It's like, holy shit. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Very, very good. I'm exhausted from this fucking trial. That's what I was just bitching about. And now we're talking about OJ, but I was trying to explain to our guests who obviously are normal people and not sitting around watching these damn things all day, like how weird this case is that the state is just not putting it together, but like they're convinced that he killed these two people, but they just don't have any theory or narrative story as to how it happened.
Yeah, and it also just I still can't get over the fact that they admit, like, oh yeah, we found us all this evidence that may support the theory that somebody else murdered these two people. But like, yeah, we kind of just like drove our cars all over it and didn't collect it.
Yeah, I left out a lot of the case. The police work. They keep saying like, well, we should have done that. Maybe that should have happened.
And I'm not trying to make fun of stuff, but it was just the way they responded to things. Like the one officer is like, yeah, there was some brain water on the floor.
Yeah, like, that was gross.
Oh yeah, they just were so not involved, like worried about doing anything to figure out who did it. They're just like, yeah, there's dead bodies.
And the most brutal part of the trial though was in the first couple days. during the opening arguments, when the defense attorney is delivering his opening argument, and this guy whose wife and son have been murdered, and he's like, and when they arrive, his brains are on the floor, they're on the walls, they're on the ceiling, they're dripping down his body.
Off the ceiling fan.
And the guy's just sitting there like weeping in the courtroom and like hyperventilating as his child is being described as having like no face or head left. Basically, it's like Jesus, like, and it's his attorney doing it. The guy's just like, oh God. And he's like, and then the wife, and you're like, oh, come on, this poor bastard.
Imagine. Do you know? I tried to watch. I was like, I'm gonna watch this shit earlier.
Oh, you picked today. Today,
dude, and there was a chick opening a damn box for it. I was like,
yeah, the
it took
forensics.
like an hour.
The forensics lady, they hand her a box and a pair of scissors. And you're like, all right, Amazon comes every day. No big deal. Right? It took her a goddamn hour, and no joke, to open a fucking box and then cut through some construction paper that she had wrapped a seatbelt in. The seatbelt they removed from the car. It took so long, the judge called a recess and came back, and she wasn't done. It was insane. This is
I like the autistic evidence collection of like one bullet in a bag. They put it in a little envelope. They put like everything in its own little envelope.
Yeah, they collected like 30 bullets from around the house, and just each one get this little manila envelope or whatever, and then they all went into one giant baggie, and they're like, this is number 138, 300 blackout round cartridge. Number 139, 300 blackout round cartridge. Like, fuck.
And she still had like another bag in her lap too to go.
It's terrible. But it's been a slog. But yeah, with that, I've been fucking beat. Just dead ass tired.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you covering this on your channel, on this channel? Because I haven't heard of this case. I'm fascinated already.
Oh yeah. It's expected to go for 3 weeks, so you can pop in at any time. I'm covering it. It's 9 to 5 each weekday. Well, it starts at 8:30 Central.
It's Eastern.
Because it's on Eastern time. But yeah, it's hopefully it'll pick up when they start to tell the fucking story. Right now they're in the forensic evidences or forensic witnesses, which are just boring. But yeah, it's a huge case. I was gonna cover my favorite Texans that exist, and this includes my family. These patrician dads. I was gonna cover their trial, and then they decided not to televise it, so that's why I'm covering this one, because that one. But that trial's already over. The two guys who defended the dumpster was sad outcome on that one. The dad just got sentenced today to 14 years in prison. The son was found not guilty though. So it's like a balance in the force or something. I don't know. I don't follow Star Trek.
That's Star Wars. That's the...
Yes.
No, that was Star Trek. With the
Oh,
force.
maybe you're right.
Force.
Yeah.
The Force is Star Wars.
No, the force is Star Trek.
No, the Force is... because it says use the Force, Luke.
Use
Yeah,
the Force.
Star Trek. Luke is on the Enterprise.
Fuck you, Nick. You're just being a dick now.
I'm not taking that bait.
No, you don't fucking... That's what Space ISIS believes in.
Yeah, well, I don't like Star Wars because Luke's such a pussy.
I don't like any of it.
No.
I thought I did my entire life. Right?
Yeah, you were lied to. I know how this goes.
I was like, okay, I watched the old ass ones when I was a kid, and I was like, lightsabers are cool. And then the prequels came out, and I was like 10, I think, when the first one came out, the Phantom Menace, and I was like, that was great, lightsabers. And then all of them came out, and then I was like, okay, so Force Awakens is about to come out, and I'm like 26 or 7, I can't remember, 28 maybe. And I was like, oh shit, the movie about to come out, so I'm gonna watch through all these bitches so I can get up to speed. And I got to I watched all of them in order, and I was like, I didn't like any of that. I didn't like any of that. There was a few times, but God. Ooh.
See, our parents got hoodwinked, and that's not our fault. They got hoodwinked by all of the shitty sci-fi that existed in the surrounding universe before Star Wars. And then Star Wars comes out, and they're like, whoa, sci-fi doesn't have to be these weird, clunky robots and boring bullshit.
Yeah.
It can be kind of neat with these like and laser guns and shit and space rogues named Han who are trying to have sex with everybody's sister. Very weird.
Those first 3 movies were great. Camelot, you didn't like the original.
They're not great.
The first 3 that came out in the 70s and early 80s.
I know what you're saying.
Seriously, you don't like them.
It's not that I don't like them. It's just that there's like, they're just not that great. Empire Strikes Back is the only one that is like kind of acceptable, and I'm like, and then Revenge of the Sith. There's certain parts in Revenge of the Sith, and then the fight in Episode 1, the Duel of Fates. That's it, and then all the rest. I'm like, man, I had to watch this for 12 hours to see 3 scenes.
Episode 1,
dude, I love that shit with Darth Maul.
He was, God damn it, Darth Maul could have killed him at any time.
Yes.
I was so pissed at that. I was like, this is the worst choreographed shit I've ever seen.
No, the choreography was great. In the final scene where he's like, boo boo doo doo boo, that was great as fuck. That's my favorite part.
How can you? Star Wars is about some of the most richly conceived characters. The original Star Wars, not this new shit. Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, even Chewbacca, R2-D2, C-3PO. They all have incredibly distinctive personalities that make you care about every single one of them. They don't make movies like that anymore. People have forgotten how to tell stories.
Bro,
George Lucas forgot how to tell a story.
Yeah, he did, but
in
the
real
original
time
one was good.
I just Ethan.
Look at Godfather 3, though. I'm just saying. Look,
God.
these guys come back to the things that made them, heroes in the 1970s, and they don't know what they're doing. They do like a tribute act to themselves.
Oh my God!
But I mean, those original first 3 Star Wars movies, and hell, the first 2 Godfather movies, they're not overrated. They're exactly as good as people say they are. They're really great. I'm not going to stand here and have Camelot defame George Lucas's original vision that actually changed the world. You have to go, I appreciate it. I know it's hip to say fuck all that, but some things are legitimately good and some things are legitimately great. And that is legitimately great
mediocre.
Stuff.
I'll give you a George Lucas.
What is great? If the original Star Wars movies are not great, define greatness.
Everything else.
Piranha.
Indiana Jones is better than Star Wars.
There it is.
Piranha Double D is far better than Star Wars.
Yeah.
I would watch Piranha Double D 3 times in a row before I'd watch Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 again.
I'm not hating on Piranha. I'm just saying that Star Wars rises to a level of like cultural consciousness. I changed the whole world. It's hard to say that it's overrated or not that great. I mean, sure, we've all been soured by Disney. The Disney shit has been absolutely terrible. Disney's behavior has been abhorrent. But I mean, you can go back and still watch those movies, and they're every bit as good as they ever were, and they're absolutely deserving of their legendary status as among the greatest movies of the 1970s and early 80s. So I mean, I want to be a hipster too, Camelot, but I can't just denounce things that are good. I want to make great things.
You know what I watched, Ethan? I watched this show called Reacher, and it was
Jack Reacher.
It was fantastic. It was just great, and I loved everything about it. And that came out recently, right? Usually they don't make stuff like they used to. That was great. Terminal List made me come 9 times.
Reacher was good. Terminal List was good. I like both of those actually quite a bit.
No laser swords. No laser swords.
I liked The Expanse a lot for some new sci-fi. That was a really good show. I liked The Expanse quite a bit. Did you watch The Expanse, Ethan?
No, sir.
Oh, you might want to give it a shot.
All right, I will.
For a little bit. The
Expanse. What is The Expanse? Is that underwater stuff?
No, it's outer space.
Oh, okay.
It's outer space. It's on Amazon Prime. It's like 6 seasons. There's some books, I guess. Don't read those if you're going to watch the show. Obviously.
I can barely read anyway, Nick. To be honest with you, I need to be read too.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I know my wife. My wife was reading a book today. She's like, it's really short. She bought this book today and she read it. It's 120 pages, and she's like, I'm gonna read through it and then give it to you so you can read it. And I'm like, who has time to read 120 pages of anything? I don't only read stuff with pictures that Ethan draws.
And speaking of which, Cyberfrog Wreck Planet shipping right now. So if you ordered it, get ready. I can't wait to hear what you think, especially you. Nick.
What are you drawing now?
Right now, I'm drawing Rainbow the Brute.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Way late. Rainbow the Late. It's like a year late, but I'll get that done, and then we're getting ready to launch Cyberfrog 3 in March, the third episode of Cyberfrog, which is just going to be a huge banger. It's going to be awesome.
Speaking of huge bangers, should we talk real quickly about the Eliza Blue situation? I mean, they got my boy today. Look at how they massacred my boy. Camelot got fucking wrecked right off of the Twitter planet. I mean, he's done.
Well, yeah, I made an alt.
No, you did not. I made a parody account of you.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate
That's what
that.
I did.
Yes,
that's what I did.
He looks through all my text and just shares funny moments. So
yeah, dude. Okay, I want to share this because I shared it earlier on the trial stream during a break because you sent me the two things and they're so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So first, I'm gonna share them in reverse order from what you sent me. Look, Ethan, are you down with the Eliza Blue situation? You know about that, Mike? Do you know about that at all?
I do. Oh yeah.
Okay. Ethan, you know?
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm dimly aware of this. I don't understand it at all because, first of all, she's all over the internet with this shit. She already made all this stuff. I don't get it. Oh, they got Yellow Flash too?
Yeah, they got Yellow Flash. They got Brittany Venti. They got Jeremy the Quartering. Today they got Camelot. They've gotten some other people too. They've gotten some less prominent accounts. People in my locals and shit have reported that they got. But look at the offending tweet, okay?
Yeah.
It says, now Yellow Flash guy, ? All of this to prevent anyone from finding out that Eliza Blue faked her entire backstory to profit off victims, ? Over a screenshot of a public video, ? How long are you going to let this go on, Elon Musk, ? Looking a lot like nothing has changed on Twitter. And then what was this link to?
It was just a screenshot of
A flash
of her ass.
Oh, it was her ass. Okay. Well,
it was one of her music videos she did.
Right, from the music videos.
Yeah.
Can someone in my locals look? I need an Eliza Blue ass stat. Can someone in my locals get me, preferably the one with the unshaved one?
Dude, her ass is not even that great either.
No, it's not great.
That's probably why she's getting people banned because it looks kind of flabby.
It's got pimples on it too.
Yeah,
it's got ingrown hairs.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Dude, there's girls at my gym right now. 90% of the girls at my gym ass better than that shit.
So then here we go. Thank you.
The Jack Murphy one's the best.
I love locals because they can help me out with this stuff and they can just post shit and I can just grab it. So here, I need to change it so I can just thank you locals. So here we go. Here's the was it this one, Camelot, that you posted roughly?
Yes, it was similar. Yes.
Well, you had the one with the filters on and the airbrushing that got rid of all the ass hair, right?
Yeah, mine didn't have like the bumps and shit. Those things make my skin crawl, man.
So then this was my favorite part of this though, was the violation that they gave you. So we have temporarily limited some of your account features. We've determined this account violated the Twitter rules, specifically for number one, violating one of our rules.
Can't even keep that shit straight.
What rule is it? What rule did you violate?
Offending one of his cum dumpsters, I guess.
Prima nocta.
One of his weird broken women.
Yeah,
Elon Musk is attracted to.
Look at her hair. She's a plant. This was fake all along. She's a plant. No one has that hair and is damn stable, especially not at 50 or whatever the hell she is.
She's a plant, which is doubly gay because that means if you go down on her, you're also vegan. Really gross.
God, imagine that smell. Oh,
I was trying to sink that in on you.
Somebody said on Twitter that like her ass is like has become the Muhammad of Twitter. Like you're not allowed to draw it or mention it.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty wise.
No, that's brilliant. I want to remind me. So I did this live one time. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight, but sometime in the very near future.
There's only one guy but Elon. His thought fit, Eliza.
So I did this before. I drew Muhammad, which is very verboten. You can't do this. So now I think I have to use I got this really nice drawing tablet monitor that I used to do very important artwork a long time ago. And now I know my next great masterwork will be turning Eliza Blue's ass into the next Muhammad. God damn.
You can tell, like, so, okay, so what happened with the whole C virus and the jabs and shit? When you mentioned anything that was not up to status quo on Twitter, you were silenced. On YouTube, silenced. Didn't matter where you were. But Eliza's ass doesn't apply to anything but Twitter. And who happens to be owning the Twitter right now? I'm just saying, it's pretty obvious. Because if this was like a big deal, like a conspiracy, YouTube would be banning the shit too. But YouTube won't give a damn. So...
Well, they did remove the music video.
Oh, that's because she probably messaged old homie or whoever the hell had the video, and you take that shit down now. And then Elon was like, write a check.
Yeah, put yourself in Worldstar Hip Hop's position. Worldstar has this video that no one really cares about. I think the guy who did it is dead. From what the rapper who did it was dead. Good. So you've got a video from a dead artist. With Eliza Blue that no one fucking cares about other than people to make fun of. And Worldstar Hip Hop is really about watching black people go crazy in hilarious ways.
Like fights.
Yeah. One way or another, either it's fights or something really funny that happens that's just out there. And so they're like, Eliza Blue's like, take that shit down. All right. Yeah. I would, if I was Worldstar, I'd piece the fuck out too. I don't have any stand on that. It's like, that's not part of their business model. And so yeah, I'm sure they took it right down. Like, oh yeah, she probably even said something like, I was exploited into doing that video. Whoa, we're sorry, that's previous owners. Fuck that.
Much trafficking.
Yeah, we'll take that down, no problem. They don't need that fight. They don't want it. So then now everybody else is getting. Now it looks like it's some private thing when it was obviously not private or intimate, done without consent. It was clearly done with a whole lot of fucking consent.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a mess.
I mean, you had a good take on this, and I had the same take. It hurts ultimately whatever cause she was trying to like push, because it just makes her look like an unhinged psychopath who doesn't want to have a conversation with anybody, especially against people like Quartering said. Hey, I know both her and Brittany, and I would defend them both if they needed help. And here she goes, like banning people and getting people in trouble. And the biggest thing is threatening legal action. Like that's the really shitty thing. Yeah, because that means that you're actively taking a stance against this person, not just, hey, you didn't pull it down, or I don't like this picture being shared, it hurts my feelings, or whatever the shit you want to make an excuse for. But no, she didn't do that. She's like, oh, I'm going after them legally, and also I'm not going to get Twitter in trouble. I wouldn't, harm my cash cow. They're fine because they're doing the right thing. But like, I'm going after everyone else around me. And I'm like, no, you're making yourself look like a complete idiot. And the fact that she then goes, I'm only gonna address this once. But her friends, the reason I even found it was because somebody was like, oh my God, Brittany Venti got in trouble for sharing nudes of Eliza. And so I was like, nudes? What? And they were like, it's not nudes. They're not nude pictures. You can find it on YouTube. But all of her friends are walking around saying they're sharing illicit nudes, they're sharing non-consensual nude photos. So that argument being pushed and that lie being pushed, and then them openly celebrating people getting banned when it happens.
What's really weird about it, Mike, is I've seen people out of the community, and look, it's neither here nor there. Like, Quartering's whatever. He's made fun of me a lot in the past, but it's fine. I don't give a damn. It's fine. And
he made fun of you?
Yeah, he called me a crybaby bitch boy.
Well, that's because you did that one time.
Yeah, no, I agreed with him. No, so and then Venti, she said porn is bad, and she yelled at me all straight faced, and we argued one time. And I disagree with all her stuff, but that's fine. I'm not okay with her being banned over this shit. So I like voice my concern. I'm like, hey man, this is some bullshit. And of course I get my ass banned. But I see people from the same community coming out and like randomly defending the Eliza lady. Like, does anybody have any actual evidence that Eliza did anything wrong? And I'm like, bitch, I know you. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? No, there is a lot of evidence. What do you mean is there any actual evidence? She literally said that being trafficked, technically somebody they set their profile picture as a picture of Eliza. Therefore, she had been trafficked. And I'm like, bro, that's like you saying that you're sitting in traffic on I-565 in Alabama and somebody shouted your name from another car. Oh, I was trafficked. What the hell are you talking about traffic? You know what traffic means? Bruh, there's like a 12-year-old right now that's like, are you shitting me? They're like in a cage. They're like, wow, I can't believe I wish I was trafficked like that. That'd have been much better than the cage.
What I'm hearing from all of this, what I've surmised from it is that there is a sudden and huge potential market for Eliza Blue deep fake nudes. And because people are looking for them.
Man, I can't wait till the sex tape drops that somebody has, a random boyfriend has laying around. He's like, you know what? I'm about to blow the world up. And he's going to post that bitch and it's going to be over.
Yeah.
Look at her. Dude, I bet her labias go to the floor.
Oh my God.
And swing from them bitches. What?
Well, the best part is if you're falling out of a plane with Eliza Blue, you grab one hand on each labia majora and she poofs open like a parachute. And you just ride that shit all the way to the ground. No problem. I'm good. We're good. We're going to be safe.
Your personal sugar glider all the way down.
I know Chrissy Mayer has been going hard in the paint on Eliza. Yeah. I saw Chrissy in the chat a little bit ago. I'm not sure if she's still there. She's got a video. She broke yesterday some GoFundMes about Chrissy Mayer. Or not about Chrissy Mayer, about Eliza Blue that she's got.
Yeah.
Some weird GoFundMe action going on. So people can check that video out. It was posted 22 hours ago, something like that. Plus, Fair and Balanced, a friend of mine has done, is doing a full-on documentary. I think a 3-part documentary on Eliza Blue. I think she interviewed her dad like today or yesterday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wanted to meet him.
Yeah, and she's she put together a trailer that's just a fucking banger of a trailer on this thing. So she's doing a full expose on it. And here's the dumb thing. Nobody cared. Like nobody cared until you went fucking crazy and started trying to take everybody down because some people were critical of you. And they listen, if you're anti-trafficking advocate, nobody likes trafficking. You're in like the safest lane you could possibly be in. Yep. And you go, yeah, trafficking people's bad. We all agree. We all fucking agree with that. And then someone's like, well, I don't really know of these videos that you did in the past, if that kind of supports your trafficking thing. Then you go, cool. I'm going to be over here fighting trafficking. Like that's how you handle that. And you just go on and fight trafficking. And some people will be critical. And then she's like, nope, get the fuck off Twitter.
Well,
she's like time for some Jack Murphy action.
She kind of built up her lore though, so she has to defend it to an extent.
I just like the broadening of the, no pun intended, of the term trafficking. I like that because it's a lot like white supremacy. It's a lot like racist. It's a lot like Nazi.
Or vaccine. That was a good one.
Vaccine. Like these words now, trafficking is great because it can mean anything. Like, you could say, I'm here. I attended this event because I was trafficked to be here. Everything is every inconvenience, every embarrassment from your past could be blamed on trafficking.
Yeah, dude,
which
you
I
help
like.
Ethan, I could help you move. You're like, man, I need help moving. I'll give you some pizza and some beer, and I'm gonna be like, well, I was trafficked because I was trafficked
to help Ethan move. Traffic,
exactly.
You're exploited into it.
Who cares if Eliza was a smoldering whore? There's nothing wrong with that. But for some reason, she's pissed. She's like, I can't have anybody know. I'm like, bitch, I see your face. I can see it in your crazy eyes. You see miles of cock. You ain't tricking nobody.
Miles of
cock. She got that
miles.
1,000 cock stare.
Yeah.
1,000 cock stare.
Cock stare. Yeah.
Miles of cock is one of my favorite fucking expressions because it's like, oh man, that's a lot. That's a lot of penis.
That would be like probably if the average penis is 6 inches, Okay, that's what I hear. So 2 penises for a
Optimistic.
foot.
That's
You're
pretty
looking
big,
at around 12,000 penises to be a mile.
That's
I
just
believe.
1 mile, Ethan. That's
One mile.
just one.
That's one.
Technically,
So
it's
miles
yeah.
plural.
25,000 just to get you just miles
To
at least.
plural.
That's
yeah.
25,000 just to get you in the door, son. No, it's
That's a lot of dong.
it's wild, and yeah, the interesting thing about it is you could have done these videos. You could be whatever definition of sex worker you want. Like, is someone who does softcore nudes a sex worker? Some people say yes, some people say no. You'd be hardcore pornography. None of that would prevent you from being an anti-trafficking advocate.
Yeah,
in
that's
fact,
nothing to do with it.
some of it might build your credibility because you could, if as long as the story is true, you'd say, yeah, I was trafficked. It really it crushed my self-esteem. It brought me into this world that made me think that my body was all I was good for. And like, that's kind of a common story that runs through, like Mia Khalifa pulled that shit off.
Yeah.
Mia Khalifa was sucking dicks in a hijab.
Yeah, here's my thing is, though, I can't see a movie where Liam Neeson rescues Eliza Blue from being trafficked under these circumstances. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Was he going to hack into her Twitter and delete it?
Yeah.
Like,
could you imagine?
I will find you and copy strike you.
Eliza Blue calls up, Daddy, what happened, girl? Someone stole my profile picture from my Instagram and made a catfish Instagram account and got someone else to pay him $30. And he gets on the DMs immediately and tracks it down. It's like, I have a particular set of skills.
I will
I know
find these
Elon Musk.
Indians. I will find these Indians. And I will
God, they
kill them.
memed me. They've memed me everywhere.
Yeah,
My feeling is that you can define trafficking by would it piss Liam Neeson off? Like, would Liam Neeson have to get involved? And if not, it's not trafficking. And that's my view.
Do you have any evidence? They all paid in rubles. All of them.
Every single one. Yeah. Said Bob's and Vagine a lot.
Yeah, it's just, to me, the whole thing is weird. And I didn't at first, when it first happened and started going out, like Jeremy, he sent me the message and he's like, hey man, I'm off Twitter. Can you kind of help spread the word? It's like, of course, brother. But I didn't care about the story itself. I was just like, this is a little flash in the pan thing. Jeremy's getting wrapped up in. This will probably be resolved in like a day or 2 days. Who can, and it'd be done. And then everybody's suddenly getting banned. It's like this bigger thing. And now I'm like looking at it and I'm like, now I'm doubting everything you've ever said. Like, I didn't doubt it before. I thought you're just in a little spat. And now I'm like, no, I don't know about the rest of your story. I don't know about that backstory anymore. I don't buy it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, same thing happened with Jack Murphy. And I mean, it's an apt description. Like, the internet doesn't forget any fucking thing. So all it takes is somebody going, oh shit, I remember this. I remember that bitch from this thing over here. Or somebody was like, yeah, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I was watching Jack Murphy porn, but now I know where I can find it and pull it back up. So now everything that she's ever done is going to be called into question. All of her past is going to be dug up. And every time something new pops up, she's going to throw a fit. But you can't beat the internet. Like, you can't beat trolls on the internet. You can't beat people researching stuff on the internet. So now, like, everything that you've worked for, all the shit that you did, because you threw an attitude, it was somebody that you could have easily just reached out to. Like, she could have easily just reached out to Brittany and been like, hey, that's not cool. Could you please take that down? Or
can we talk about it? Yeah.
Yeah. Like regular people. And this is the other thing too. Like, my favorite thing about it was, like, Jeremy said, if this was somebody on the left acting like this, we would like completely like we would be like, this is a complete leftist tactic. It makes complete sense. And the fact that she's doing it and making like herself look like that completely destroys like any good faith that anybody would have for her. Because once you start using those tactics and stuff like that, now nobody can trust that you were ever on anybody's side, that you weren't always just doing it for your own profit. But the more anybody researches this, the more it starts to look
pretty
like
much
that.
what she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What if her father was holding the camera during these videos?
Oh fuck!
Does that make it better or worse?
He's an Illinois senator, so
it makes
that
it
would
pretty
be
bad.
worse.
It makes it a lot worse.
Okay.
Oh, God.
as you were saying that, Mike, a phrase came into my mind, like God put it there, and it was that anti-trafficking advocates are the rights trannies, right? Like you can't criticize them, and that's what I think. That's the big protections. Like, holy shit! I mean, we don't want to come out against someone who's an anti-trafficking advocate because then it kind of looks like we're maybe not anti-trafficking enough, and the right is very much on this, like, which I agree with. Protect children, protect people's bodily integrity. I 100% on board with that, but it's like she's insulated in this in the miasma of what her movement is, and it's like, yeah, but let's pluck out the cancer if there is cancer there. You just got to take that shit out.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And that's the, like you said, she's almost untouchable because people are worried, well, I'm going to get called out for stuff. But the thing is, if people were aware that that's what's going on, then you can pick out, like you said, pick out the cancer, because you go, guess what? Just because you fight for a cause does not make you like immune, because the cause didn't exist just because you decided to start fighting for it.
It's not like Eliza started the anti-trafficking cause.
Yeah, she didn't say like, hey, here's this thing that nobody knew about and I'm against it. She was like, hey, here's this thing that a lot of people are already against. I'm also against it because I was a victim of it. And then now everybody's like, were you really a victim of it? And she's like, you know what? I kind of had it. And that's what I feel like is the bigger issue, is that Brittany called into question her past. And instead of just saying, you know what, I don't want to deal with it, or just not saying anything at all, now, and just like letting it go, she acted on it. And now she's, triggered everybody to find out what's going on. But I think that the issue was that she was worried that somebody would dig her into her past and find all this stuff that they're finding now. So
Too late.
Yep, too late. Fucked up. Yeah.
Well, at least now the internet has a Keffels with a real vagina, and that's that's a good way to begin 2023.
Yeah.
Oh, what a disaster! What a disaster that's been. But no, Mike, you're absolutely right in how that was taken is a big mess, and she done fucked up.
Yeah,
she done fucked up
bad. Yeah, you cannot beat the internet. It's undefeated. So, and
my interactions with Eliza have been extremely limited. I didn't know fuck all about her at all, like nothing. And then I'm in this Twitter group. People put you in a fucking Twitter group, and you're just in it.
Yeah.
And so I'm in this Twitter group, and I was like, what the fuck? This is when I came back from my ban. I'm like looking at all these DM groups. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I click on this one. I'm looking through, and I'm like, who the hell is this Eliza Blue? They got a check mark, and it tells you like who's following you. I'm like, this person's following me, and they have like hundreds of thousands of Twitter followers. Who the fuck is this? And then I look, and it's like anti-trafficking stuff, and I think I said something like, hey, Eliza, nice to meet you, or whatever. And she's like, yeah, she must have followed me from some case I covered, and so I followed her back. And that was it. And I didn't know anything about it at all. And then that was like just a couple weeks before this all hit. And now I'm like, okay. Well, I guess I was going to maybe bring her on the show and talk about trafficking or something. But now I'm like,
Yeah, I knew it was coming because I like refreshed my page, I think yesterday. And my tweet about her and the yellow flash thing hit 1,000 likes. And and then it got one of the readers like things, little whatever, the fact checker on it, and said it mentioned that the post was sensitive and unsafe, and then I was like, and then the next day
I was Sauron finding you.
Man, that's what Twitter does her dirty though. You put her ass on Twitter. It's like this is sensitive and unsafe for viewers. Like, that's rude.
Yeah, it's just not that good of an ass.
Yeah, there's context to that ass.
Unfortunately.
Lots of people have their ass on Twitter and they don't get a content warning. Like, guy, if you click on this, you might be traumatized in some way.
Yeah, dude,
you might not like what you see. Yeah.
I post nudes of my damn locals all the time, and they don't put any disclaimer on it. It's just there, bro.
Oh, damn it! I meant to send you something I posted in my locals yesterday. It was the little carrot thing, like the green text.
Yeah.
Except you can't do carrots on locals because it's a weird code thing. So I just used colons. Because everybody loves to use colons.
Yep.
But it was like, be Camelot, set phone to vibrate, turn on locals notifications, shove phone in ass. Or no, wait, post nude, shove phone in ass, wait for subscribers.
Dude, it was wild the other day. They were popping off. It was like every time I refreshed page, it was like $5, $5. And I was like, you want some more, boys? Let me bend over next time.
The problem is how it's a bunch of boys.
Dude, that's fine with me. It all spins in one place.
Yeah.
So,
Money. It's all it's all money. Yeah.
Red Mage 13 says, Nick, have you seen the 2 most recent Project Veritas videos about the Pfizer director? Second one, James O'Keefe confronts the guy, and the guy completely loses his
fucking
shit.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we might play those on Rumble. YouTube has taken down the Project Veritas videos.
Dude.
It hit 800,000 views on YouTube, and they took it down. It's still up on Twitter.
well,
I think
that's not it's not surprising that it got taken down, but dude, the video is wild.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
wild. The fear in that man's eyes when he's like,
losing
"Oh,
his
I'm gonna
shit.
lose everything now." He starts tripping balls.
I love all of the Project Veritas videos because it always goes the same thing. It's like, okay, you just can't tell anybody about this. You can't tell anybody. This is our secret. And you know, how much work was done to get into these people's trust? And you find out it was like one meeting.
Yeah, and they just
No,
feed him shots, and that's it.
You can't tell anybody.
They're so ashamed. They just gotta speak their mind. And I love how like in the reveal, it's just like How to Catch a Predator. Like O'Keefe or whatever, he just like walks out and he's just like, "Hey," and it's like, and everybody starts tripping balls immediately. He just walks out in his suit and he's like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" It's like, "Oh no, have a seat right here, sir."
Yeah, have a seat. Yeah.
Can you show that video? I don't know if you can.
I can after what we're gonna move over to Rumble exclusively in a little bit, and I'll show it over there. YouTube, they really don't like the COVID. Any talk about COVID, and certainly, you want backed by. YouTube is backed by Pfizer, very heavily advertised. You know, they got to sell their dick pills or whatever they fucking sell on YouTube. I don't even know what they sell on YouTube, but they got to sell it, and so I'm not surprised they took that down at all.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They're actually a really big proponent of YouTube. Yeah.
What? Wait. Campsite Z says, Ricada Law, how the hell does Branca think that the lawyer had a hitman kill his wife and child after the whole FBI SEAL Team 3 recruited my lackey worker, lol, insanity defense much? No, okay. 2 things. One, Branca didn't say that the lawyer had the hitman kill his wife and child. He said that the most plausible story, there's a narrative that fits the facts, and that is someone, whether the lawyer hired him or just much more plausibly and likely is it's a revenge for the boat death of the young woman. Or maybe someone who has a bone to pick with his family. Like this guy was a prosecutor, or no, he's a personal injury attorney, and everybody hates them. There's all sorts of various people who could be mad at them, that it was a retribution killing that happened, and they did this independently. And that's the problem, is that fits the facts the state have put forward better than the state's narrative, which is muddy. That's what he's saying, whether or not he did it. But yeah, that worker thing was really fucking weird. Did you catch that, Sean? You're
No, I didn't know anything about that. I didn't catch that part.
Okay, real quick. When he was talking to the cops in this interview that he did in the car, he tells them about this one worker that they had hired who wasn't really up to snuff. And he said this weird story, like that this guy had been in a fight with a bunch of black guys. And then the FBI hired him to join a special task force to kill Black Panther members from Savannah, Georgia, down to Miami or something like that.
The FBI does have a history of killing Black Panthers, so.
But it was like,
Fair.
this is a kind of a fucked up story, man. It's kind of, that's wild. But yeah, I don't necessarily disbelieve it. It's fucking strange. Chase says, Nick, you've got to check out John Doyle's video on neo-Gastonism. It's hilarious and base as fuck. I don't know what neo-Gastonism is. Or neo-Gastonism? Oh, like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast? Is that what that is? Gaston's like the best villain because he's perfectly acceptable now.
Yep. I just like how what's her name, Belle, had no idea that the beast would turn into a human, and she was just ready to smash a giant lion dog guy.
White chicks fuck dogs, dude.
Well, yeah, white shit, yeah.
And you know, he probably had one of them like 15-inch like psycho PPs. Like, what's she gonna do with that?
She turns into a human.
It's gonna be barbed and shit.
No, it's like turns into a human. It's just a sad, like normie penis.
Yeah. Oh, wow, it's so much smaller, and this is suddenly I'm not attracted to you anymore.
Yeah.
Ethan, whose side are you on in Beauty and the Beast? Are you on the side of the Beast or Gaston?
Gaston always.
Yeah, I guess I'm on Gaston's side more than Beast's side. Kurt Metzger had a really good spin on Beauty and the Beast. For me, he wanted to do a telling of it in which Beast does nothing but neg Beauty into sticking with him, and he didn't have to change the shit. He stays the Beast. He just says things like "you eating again" to her, and eventually she's washing the singing dishes, which I love that.
He's a multiple kidnapper. I mean, this is 2 felonies right away. He kidnaps the dad. Then he kidnaps Belle, extorts her as part of the kidnap. You know, I'll let your dad go. Yeah, she was actually trafficked. Belle actually trafficked into sex slavery for eternity with the Beast.
Yes, Eliza Bell there. Yeah, it's true shame.
Yeah.
No,
what did Gaston do?
I'm on Chip's side. He's he's a little fucking kid, and that evil bitch of a witch is like, I'm gonna make you a cup. Fuck you. Like, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, he got done. The staff in general pretty much got done dirty.
Yeah.
I think
She's
Luminaire
like,
might be a pedo.
Fuck you and everybody that you work with. And they're like, hey, what do we do?
Fuck the peasants that work for you, aristocrat. It's like, how's that fair?
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, like, and it's probably not a popular take, but I'm kind of on the Beast side. He gets to turn into a werewolf, gets like limitless strength. He's like able to fight wolves, and then he kidnaps a woman, and then she's like, you know what? I'm in love with you now. And then he turns back into a prince, no consequences.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, like, he's not going to turn into a prince. Society has to stop shutting down guys with a whole lot of self-confidence. I don't know what it is, but pussies have inherited the world. You got guys like Gaston, for example, who come out and just say, "Oh, I'm the best. I can do this and that," and he can. Hey, that's the revelation that we should be. This guy can do it. He's an effective guy. He believes in himself. Therefore, he's going to succeed unless all of these fucking pussies work together to sabotage him. And then you've got a society full of little pussy saboteurs who sabotage guys who are effective, self-confident, natural leaders. And we see a lot of that right now.
You seen like Lumiere and the Clock, where they were like kind of like the soy cucks.
Yeah, well, clear. Well, one was French, so that was automatic.
Well, they're both French.
No, the Clock was English, I think.
Yeah, he was English.
I thought the whole thing took place in France.
He also stabbed the guy in the ass with scissors.
It does, but he was like an English butler in France.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has the English accent.
But he rides down the stairs like Napoleon, though.
Yeah, he does.
It's true.
It's true, but I'm pretty sure he's English.
But if we can't, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, not either way, they're not. Yeah, they're pretty soy.
If we categorize the crimes of Gaston, like what is the bad about Gaston? Like literally, when you think through it. So he makes an advance at Belle, who's the most beautiful girl in town. He says, "Begone thoughts" to the triplet blonde horse, right? Yep. Like they're trying to get in his pants. He's like, "No, get off this dick. I don't need you." Yeah. So we know that he's not a man slut. Like he could be, and he's not. This man is humble and pure. He's waiting for marriage to the woman of his dreams.
And she's not exactly a hot babe. She's clearly he's clearly got taste in women. He's like, she's got potential. She looks like she's going to be a good mother to my children. She, look at what she's doing. Is she taking books to the library? She reads. She's smart. She'd make a good partner and good breeding stock for my
book was
children.
Kind of a problem. The book was kind of a problem. He was like,
well, it was a problem for him, but
no pictures in this.
Yeah. But for him,
it's not for him.
There's no public schooling, right, at this time. Yeah, so he knows he has to find a learned, educated mate to help raise his children to be better than what he would be able to do on the mental side. So he's complementing his own skill set, raw masculine physicality with refined education.
Girl. If you're somebody like me who's just raw physical masculinity, brute force,
peak masculinity.
Exactly. Like I gotta marry. My partner's got to be smart. She's got to be good with numbers. She's got to do all that stuff. And that's how you select your mate. You can't have.
And that's what you did.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah. And so, Gaston, what are his crimes? He's arrogant. He believes in himself, and that's a turnoff. Disney is trying to send messages that like women should reject men who are self-confident, who are competent, who are driven to succeed, who believe in themselves because they're icky. Instead, go fuck a dog. Which is not a good message. I mean, Disney's been sending weird messages to our kids for decades. So, well, he's a dog man.
He's a dog the whole time, though.
Yeah, but he's got horns too.
Yeah, which is weird.
Here, this is the thing too. At the end of the day, it's not the Beast's fault, nor is it Gaston's fault. It's that witch's fault. The bitch showed up at his house, said, "Give me this." He said no, and she's like, "All right, and take everything you own now."
It's also just women's fault.
That fucking communist witch.
That's what
it's women.
She's
like,
"Hey, why don't you let me inside? I'm a stranger, and you're a small child." He's like, "Nah, I'm good. My parents told me not to let strangers in my house." And then she was like, "If you don't, I'll seize all your assets and everything that you own belongs to me." And he said, "Nah, I'm good." Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. Stockholm syndrome.
So he's really the victim here, and he's just projecting all of what he had to go through as a child on other people now.
People say narcissism bad. All of the best people through history were narcissists. You think John F. Kennedy wasn't a fucking narcissist? Franklin Delano Roosevelt? These men are leaders. They're natural leaders who are self-possessed, and they need good women. Now, FDR settled with that lesbian Eleanor. Like, fuck that.
His cousin,
but JFK settled with a lot of good women.
FDR was trying to chase down some other women, but they went upstairs.
Yes.
But look... This is the he's in a wheelchair. They didn't have ramps yet. That's a good thing. Like that kind of attitude that's a leader. That is a leader.
Well, and the other thing that Gaston did, which was grisly and it portrayed in the most negative light possible, is he gets a magic mirror put in his hands, like a television camera on a news story that shows that the girl of his dreams and his potential mother of his children has been imprisoned in a castle by a beast, and his instinct is to go save her, and that is bad. Why is we're like, well, he should know that the beast is this prince under a curse. How the fuck would he know that?
Yeah, nobody knows that. Yeah,
he gets the CNN camera that gives him part of the story, and he's like, oh my god, there's this horrific monster that's got all these like magical evil going on, and he's trying to imprison this woman, and we gotta take care of that. We're gonna go save her.
Yeah, and like a real leader, he gets all his bros together, and they're like, we're gonna go do it.
Yeah.
And they all go,
and then they're
like, we're gonna fight this. Yeah, we're gonna fight these monsters. You're gonna fight some.
You may die, but we're gonna save fight beautiful feminine womanhood.
You're fighting some shit possessed by the warp. Like the clock's gonna talk.
And Bell's ungrateful, and then she just marries her rapist, man.
Yeah, they never tell us where they get that magic mirror from. It just shows up.
It's in the lore.
Very, very convincing.
It's just there.
Yes, no, the beast gave it to Bell.
But where'd the beast get it from? He was just a regular kid.
Well, it was part of the.
The magic mirror. Yeah, the magic mirror doesn't turn back into a person though. So
no,
it's a plant.
It's just some extra magic mirror
that's just some
Satanism. That's all it is.
Convincing.
Now we understand why a witch is targeting this guy in the first place. He's doing summoning rituals in his basement. You're not Aleister Crowley.
Not talk to you. If your candlesticks are talking to you, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your candlestick shouldn't fuck your duster either. That's weird.
Yeah. No, but it did.
Yeah. Twice. Very strange.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Don't forget, there's another. Even though the beast turns into the prince, the footstool's a dog, so Belle still gets her dog at the end of the day.
That's true. That's true. When he's out doing princely things for weeks at a time. Because, I mean, can you imagine having to rebuild that kingdom that everyone magically forgot about?
Oh, well, yeah, they aren't paying their lord their feudal tributes anymore. He's got to go collect.
Yeah. The breadth of this magical spell. Because, like, not only do all of them, like, they're all cursed, the entire world, everyone who has ever heard of this place has to forget that it existed entirely.
Culture.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna be doing like all these trips to fix his reputation and the kingdom's reputation, and she's going to be getting dicked down by every Gaston that comes along.
Well, she's got
She's
the dog.
gonna be tired of. She's gonna be tired of. Waiting.
Oh, he's not making trips for his reputation. He says, "I'm your lord. Pay me, or I'll kill you."
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they're like, what are
you got to
do?
pay
And I was
taxes.
like,
Yeah.
You saw what my you saw what my crew.
This
my
is
cats are doing,
pre-revolution
you guys.
France.
Yes.
It's wild. No, I haven't seen John Doyle's video on neo-Gastonism. I have not. I had no idea. I met John Doyle for about 5 seconds, and then I never got to talk to him. So that was interesting. Stephen Cooper says, "Can we get a toast for Matt Harris and his acting of the competency review?" Or acing of the competency review. Yeah. Matt Harris, the author of the Unbreaded.
Congrats, King.
Cheers to you, sir. You have been found not competent to stand trial for your alleged crimes, the obvious falsified crimes by the government trying to frame this man. But
All he did was
cheers.
speak the truth,
Salute. That's great news.
Yeah, so
just like Jesus.
persecuted for his words and message every fucking time. Every prophet that comes along.
Yeah.
My locals, when did y'all turn into a bunch of lesbians talking about Beauty and the Beast? All it took was $20. $20 will make any man into a lesbian. Clown
Yeah,
World
that's true.
says-
Mrs. Potts did just die. Angela Lansbury.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. She deserved it though, I think. In the end.
She deserved to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, do
I
you
don't have
disagree?
any. No, I don't. I don't disagree. I don't have any strong opinions either way. So I'll
She
just
lived a
go
long
with it.
time. I mean, that's what she gets.
Yeah.
Maybe she shouldn't have lived as long.
Yeah.
if she considered that, then we wouldn't be
Yeah.
having this discussion.
Yeah, die young and we'll feel bad.
Like life force might just be like limited and quantifiable, and when somebody like Angela Lansbury lives to 102, then you've got young men falling over dead in the football field, and NFL has to cover up for it. Something to think about.
Rip Damar Hamlin. Who made this GIF? What the fuck is going on?
We're getting
Got it now.
Oh my God, he gave us the fro
If
out
you've
of
ever, yeah, if you've ever had any trouble growing hair, now you won't.
Frovid.
Congratulations, guys.
We got Frovid.
Frovid, yeah.
It's a conspiracy. Yeah.
COVID.
Clown World says, so the Mile High Club be like. What is that? I don't know what that's in reference to. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Dicks
at the
for
time.
Miles.
Oh, yeah. Miles a dick. Have you guys heard of the Mile High service that exists?
Yes.
You
I
talking
think
about the
so.
plane?
You've heard
Yeah.
about, yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
they'll do it.
plane that you
Happy ended.
you rent for like
Yeah.
30 to 90 minutes, and you and a companion can go up in this plane, and you can do a couple things. You can have like a formal dinner, or you can have the plane kitted out for a sex romp, and they just take off. They get you up to cruising altitude. They fly around in a circle. You bang one out, maybe two, I don't know, and then they land the plane, and you've joined the Mile High Club like legally and without getting yelled at by a stewardess or whatever.
Sounds kind of like throwing money into like a fireplace, but
I mean,
that's just me.
Well, you got two options. You can have a plane that has room to really like make it happen, or you can cram yourself into a bathroom that I already don't fit in.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of like getting a weird honorary degree because you're a celebrity. Like
true.
if you ain't stuffing yourself into that goofy bathroom and like rubbing one out, then you're not really there. Okay.
Why don't you do it in your seat?
You could
See,
do that.
that's-
I've seen videos of it.
Yeah.
People jerking off in their seat.
Dude, I saw a chick. Dude,
Yeah,
I watched the-
that's happened a couple of times.
I saw
I
a
mean,
girl.
I know it's happened. Like intuitively, I know that it
It's
has
just-
happened.
People have
but-
been
I
caught
just-
doing it.
I've
I
seen
just like
movies.
the confident. He's like, just do it in your seat. Like,
Yeah.
didn't like hide it or pretend. Just like look at everyone in the thing. I'm gonna rub one out now.
Just stare at the drink
Just-
cart.
No. I'm not saying masturbate. You could do that too. That's easier. I would say
Oh.
get a beach in
Just-
your
Oh.
seat.
Oh.
Just
That's
like,
the challenge. I don't know if
Ethan,
you can
just-
do anything else.
just get her to loudly exclaim that she wants the window seat, and then like at cruising altitude when it's dark as hell, she switches over to the window seat. But as she's going over, you
Pop,
slip that bitch
pop.
right in there, and I don't need but like 3 choice pumps, and then we're good. And then she's in the window seat, and it's like nothing ever happened.
You can tell
like
the one person on this panel who's flown business class is Ethan Van Sciver.
Business class isn't the way to do it. I was just going to say that you got to fly coach and you got to sit all the way in the back of the plane so that you've got more. Nobody's behind you, so you've only got somebody to turn around to see what you're up to.
28D is all. You have to go to that one.
That's right.
Also, this is a Spirit Airlines move. You're not doing this on like Lufthansa.
Well,
do it on Delta, bigger planes, all the way in the back. So you got
loud back there too.
Yeah,
nobody can hear nothing.
Yeah.
You won't hear any of the sloshing.
You can get it done. I'm saying it could be done. I never have, but I believe it could be done. But you got to plan it. Careful planning.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, but like we were talking about when I first came in, we were talking about how to murder someone, second-degree murder. I mean, first-degree murder.
I feel like murdering someone's easier than fucking on a plane, not getting caught. Personally,
but it both require planning. You got to know what you're doing first.
Right.
Plan. No, just you say, get to know your neighbors or like somebody down the street. Steal their car when they're on vacation. Drive 2 states over to a rest stop, pop a cap, drive back. Don't say anything. Never do anything else. They'll never catch your ass.
Oh, murdering someone. I thought you were talking about having sex on a plane. I'm like, why are you stealing a car and driving 2 states over? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, the new flights are cheap out of Nashville, man. God, they're expensive out of my
flights.
Ehab says they tried to traffic Mike, but it's not the 1700s anymore. Damn.
Oh.
To be honest, I'm pretty light skinned. If I cut my hair, I might be in the house. So.
Jesus Christ. Chase says, you guys are so close. The beast is a furry. He knows he is human, but Belle doesn't. So he is LARPing, and she is a bestiality lover. Gaston dies trying to save Belle from her feminism chaos. Watch the video, a breakdown. There you go. His theories, that's
dude,
well developed.
I ain't watching that shit, dude. I watched a damn
that's a lot more
9-hour
intellectual than I was aiming for.
I watched like a 9-hour breakdown of like why the Hobbit's trash the other day.
Why is it trash? Can you summarize it in like one line?
9 hours?
Yeah, like the first movie is pretty much Bilbo's story, and it kind of almost the entire story happens in the first movie, and then the last 2 movies is made up shit. And Bilbo's his character arc is completed in the first movie, so he's just kind of standing in the background being like awkward.
Kind of the second movie though.
Yeah,
because like he has to take that's Desolation of Smaug. They have to take the stone from Smaug. That's like really, or the ring. He has to get it when he's trying to get the stone, right? That's really fucking important. And he gets the ring from Gollum and then uses that to take the stone.
Once Smaug flies outside, like that's it. And then the last movie is a battle that like Bilbo slept through in the book.
Yeah.
And like half the characters are not even in the like. Why is Legolas there? Why is that chick there to like have sex with Feely or whatever? Yeah. Like she doesn't exist in real life either. And why is old Elrond and like Saruman and shit meeting at the top of this thing so they can kick Sauron's ass? He's not even in the Hobbit either. The ring was supposed to be just a ring. Like it was just a cool ring that Bilbo found. And then now it's like all this. They'd basically just made the Hobbit like Lord of the Rings. They were trying to just make it Lord of the Rings, and it just failed miserably.
I liked the Hobbit movies. I not like for purity purposes. I enjoyed watching all of them. I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't. I enjoyed them all. I really liked how they did Smaug. Like I really. Like,
he was great.
That's like the best part. Yeah.
Him and Bilbo were like the best part. I could do the dwarfs could fall off a damn cliff. I don't give a shit about. They were all terrible.
Like, I liked the Goblin King, the Goblin scene when they're going through like slaying all of them, and they're doing their dwarfly like brotherly fight method, which was fucking cool.
It's in the first one. The first one's like solid, and then man, I just always find myself comparing them to Lord of the Rings. That's a mistake on my part because Lord of the Rings is godly. So
yeah.
Brian says the guy who dislikes Star Wars. Jeez. Well, I didn't say the Hobbit was a masterpiece. I just said I like watching it. I like watching I like watching a bunch of shit movies too. Don't get me wrong, but everything directed by Paul Verhoeven is the greatest movies ever made. So
I just appreciate it. This is my first time ever being here, and the first thing that Nick does is like pull like a bag off of something, and it's just Star Wars sitting in a chair, and he's like, "Gosh, watch what I'm gonna do to this." And I was like, "Wow,
yeah." Start waterboarding it.
He's like, "It's pretty great, huh? You guys seen Piranha?" Yeah. So it is what it is, I guess.
It's yeah, it's like when you join the CIA like as like an intern, and the first thing they do is they pull out Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. They're like, watch this. They just start pouring motor oil down his mouth, and they're like, you okay with this? Because
how you feel about this?
If you're not, you next.
It's like look at them. They're all naked. We're gonna slap their asses. You okay with this? It's like, oh, kind of.
One of my law school professors was he was formerly general counsel for the CIA. He was really fucking great. Like as a professor, he's probably the best professor I ever had, just in teaching method and stuff like that. But he would always just troll the class by telling these fucking stories about shit that the CIA did, and you never know if he was serious, because that's the whole gimmick of it, is like you'd never know if it was true or not. But one of the stories he told about one of the detainees at the black sites during the fucking Afghanistan stuff following 9/11, they had this guy that they arrested from Al-Qaeda, arrested by bagged and brought to like fucking Sweden or whatever.
Bagged and tagged, baby.
And they put him in this cell, and they had the lights on all day, and it was cold, and he was naked, right? It's non-torture torture, just a sleep deprivation shit. He would just sit there staring at the camera, jerking off all day long. Like all day long, just like, fuck you, infidel. Just sit there and just jerk off over and over and constantly. I was like, that story's probably true.
I guarantee you that's true.
Like, damn.
I'd see myself doing that if I got abducted by the CIA.
I'd see myself doing that if I get arrested by the local PD.
Yeah.
Fuck you, pigs.
You're going to sit in the Spicer Police Department, just sit there beat off.
Pretty fucking
Mr. Recatus, this is only for a traffic ticket. Your tail light was out.
Why am I in here then? Bring a mop, bitch.
Well, sir, this is for Safety Town. I don't know why you're doing this.
Brock says Camelot would never fight someone in real life. Never mind get rid of anyone, you little fruit.
That's definitely true. I'm not about to fight nobody. Man, I get my ass kicked.
Dude,
I can fight off a dog because I grew up in a trailer park, but not like a human being.
Yeah.
I'm so beyond like any desire to have conflict or physical confrontation in my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm way too old for. I've been too old for that shit for a while, and I've seen too many people get just glassed by some weird twist of fate. There's a dude up in St. Cloud, like 45 minutes away. He got in a fight with someone in the parking lot of a Dairy Queen, and the guy clocks him, and he drops. And you know those little cement barriers on parking spaces?
Yeah.
Head hits that, and he dies right there. It's like, well, there
and
you
it's
go.
all that to like prove your masculinity. Like, bro, dude, I don't need to prove nobody nothing, especially not the guy at the damn Subway. Ain't happening. All right, like you can go. No, I'm avoiding that shit and going home and like gonna play some music or some shit. I don't get worked up though. My temper is like -1,000. Like I never get mad. I'm not about that life.
Well, the other thing is too, you don't want to get embarrassed by like somebody that you think you can beat the shit out of.
Nah, dude, I'd lose.
I worked at a bar and did bouncing one time, and there was this guy who used to come in every week, and he had he absolutely 100% had mental deficiencies. He was dumb as a box of rocks, but the equivalency was he was as strong as he was dumb. Because one time I tried to push him out. Because there's a video of him that exists of him getting pushed out of another bar by 3 bouncers who all are like big, strong dudes, and it took 3 of them to drag him out of the bar, and he just stood there. He just put his arms out against the doorway. So this guy's a problem, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to throw glass in this guy's eyes or something to take him down." Yeah. Well, one day I wasn't there, and this other guy that I work with is like a short 5'7", just like wispy, like good old boy. And the guy got froggy one day, and he didn't know that this kid is like, an all-state wrestler. Kid folded him in half, threw him into a pool table. This is moved the pool table like 4 feet, and then dragged his ass out of the building. And he hasn't come back since. 1, because he's banned. 2, because he doesn't want to go back there and get fucked up by this 5'7" wrestler. You don't want to get. You're embarrassing. Like, just don't come out in public anymore after
that. Reminds me of that one video of that old dude, and he's like a fat dude, and he's got his shirt like open and shit, and then the cops tase his ass. They tase him, and then he just turns to the lady that's like accusing him, and he's like, "I'll get you, bitch. I'll get you, bitch." Oh god, what a glorious
taser
video.
Don't work no more. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. It's funny when someone gets taken out by an unassuming dude. Was it last week? I don't know if it was last week on the Friday show or it was one of the shows I did, but we revisited the Ohio State University football players who got in a fight with these two brothers who were not big, they're kind of unassuming, normal sized dudes in a bathroom at a bar, or not Ohio, Oklahoma State. And they get in a fight. They pick a fight with these two guys. It turns out the brothers have been doing MMA for like 10 or 15 years or something. And they got their asses just wrecked right there. And the one guy gets like suplexed and his face hits the corner where the bathroom stall and the brick wall meet. And it just slides down. It like broke his orbital bone or whatever. And he had to have surgery. And the other guy, he did this thing where he put his hand up like this. Like he's going to slap the quarterback who was first picking the fight with him. He does that. And the guy like blocks and he just cold cocks him with his other hand. And is like, oh, you got wrecked. And then it's just on him and wraps him up into a rear naked choke. It's like, you got fucking worked over.
Yeah, dude. I was at a convention doing a panel like last year. And I went to this like after party thing in this suite. And it was like, okay, so it was like a video game convention. So like everybody was kind of like just neckbeardy. And then there was me and just sitting on the couch. And I was like crossfaded and gone. And there was this random dude. And he was just in the room. And he starts like, he got to that level of drunk where he's like, I need to fight now. So he like gets up and like gets in somebody's face. And like, it's a weird like 30-minute like thing where like they're trying to calm him down. And he's like this tiny little goofy looking dude. And finally, this like ex-Marine guy, who was like a video game guy, just stands up and he's like 7 foot tall and just folds this dude and then just drags him out into the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop fucking around.
Yeah. I was gone. I remember that I was sitting beside this girl and I was like, dude, I had taken like 25 milligrams. I had like 10 claws, some shots of whiskey. And I just look over and she looks at me and I'm like, man, this is wild. I'm like, what's that? Are they pretending? Like the whole I thought it was like an act and they were pretending like theater the whole time until like his fist connected with that dude's face. I was like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah. You really
because when you're high, you don't really know.
Yeah. You never know who you're fucking with. You don't want to get embarrassed, you know?
Yeah, dude, I ain't about to stand up. I'll get slapped and I might have a glass jaw. I might be like Tommy Morrison, man.
My best advice is I'm like, just embarrass yourself in front of everybody. Start crying and shit. Make them have to feel bad about beating the shit out of you.
Take your pants off, Mike.
That's exactly it. You pull your pants down or piss your pants in front of everybody. Listen, if you're in front of somebody and somebody gets in your face and you piss your pants and start crying, that person is the asshole for beating you up.
No, you gotta.
Mike has too much experience with this.
Yeah, piss their pants. You just like, because here's the thing. Now all bets are off. Now you're the crazy person that pissed their pants and is crying in the middle of a bar, and they beat you up. Nobody's on their side. Nobody. So.
Oh, why are you beating up the disabled? This is weird.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Very uncomfortable.
There's obviously something wrong with that guy. He pissed his pants and started crying. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get over to Rumble exclusive. So let me burn through the super chats on YouTube, and then we'll move over there. But first, I got a Rumble rant from Daramuth. Says, "Hey Nick, if you ever want to laugh, there's a YouTube channel called Djibouti Dubs. They do parody dubs of infomercials, TV shows, etc. They especially did one of the Mattress Eater. Have fun. Oh God,
Djibouti Dubs is actually pretty funny. Like he's actually
That Mattress Eater was fucking weird, man. That's weird shit." Wolfsbane says, my professor talked about the OJ case and some of the facts that don't make sense. Like, how can he unalive her and then unalive the martial arts boyfriend right after? He had a knife. Like, oh, Sean, you're muted. Still.
Yeah, he had a knife.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can train all day and be super Chad or whatever, but you get fucking stabbed and it changes the dynamic real quick. Plus, OJ is not like a little guy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Man ran for almost 2,000 yards.
He was a big dude.
Yards. Yeah, he's a scary man.
And you can know all the moves in the world, but to turn somebody into a Pez dispenser, it doesn't take much.
Yeah. Wolfsbane says, part 2, the evidence showed that the boyfriend was fighting for 5 minutes and no one heard them. Make it make sense. More likely, it was a sloppy hit with 4 dudes. Like, a sloppy hit with 4 dudes is definitely my porn tape, but no, dude, I I have no idea. I don't care what happened in the OJ thing. That he had the greatest legal team maybe ever assembled.
I think his son did it, and he kind of like caught it while it was happening.
OJ's son?
Yeah, he had an older son. He had an adult son, and
turns out I know nothing about OJ Simpson.
Oh, he got his hand cut and everything. Like that makes the most sense to me.
Why would his son kill his stepmother?
Because she basically destroyed, like she took all his shit and she's running around in that Ferrari he paid for, and you know, he likes his dad more than her. I mean, not the first time.
So he chopped her head off? I mean,
yeah, people have killed for less.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know. I don't care who killed anybody, frankly.
Yeah.
Like the question I had was, what did the jury think? The jury didn't find OJ guilty, so everybody gets to make up their own mind about him from now on. He's forever labeled a murderer, no matter if he did it or not. It doesn't matter what I think, and I, frankly, don't care. Like I didn't watch the case. I watched bits of the trial. I was in junior high as it was going on. I remember when the verdict came in and stuff, but it's not like I knew what was knew anything about it other than, hey, that's the guy from Naked Gun 2.5 and 33 1/3.
Yep.
That's Norberg.
Yeah.
So Southern Mom says, my favorite part of Murdaugh's 9/11 call, it's a house. He was so offended that they asked if it was a house or a mobile home. It's a 1,700-acre property, you dumb bitch. Dan Halen says, my favorite part in Star Wars is when they go through the portal and meet the Egyptian guys with the gold logos on their foreheads. Exactly. And Kurt Russell is there, and he's got to stay behind and set off the nuke. God, that was
what a great and that
that Star Wars actually was a good movie. Now that you mention it,
yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah,
that was Michael Jackson's "Remember the Time" video, wasn't it?
You remember the time. Ethan, did you ever see Moonwalker?
No, I didn't.
Wait, really?
I saw Captain EO. That was shit.
Well, hey, don't you fuck with me on that.
Sorry.
I liked that. That was my
Captain
formative.
EO.
That was my formative Disneyland adventure. They had the moving thing. You sat down and it moved
3D
around.
is always good. It doesn't matter what it is. I like 3D. Good 3D where you're in the theater and it's like expensively produced. I like that.
I figured you would have seen Moonwalker. Moonwalker was awesome. Any of you guys see Moonwalker?
No, I played the Sega Genesis game. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what?
The game
Michael
was awesome.
Jackson never went to the moon. He never walked on the moon. Stanley Kubrick set that whole shit up.
Yeah, I know, but it was part of the. It's part of the make believe. You have to suspend your disbelief, Ethan, for that. No, Moonwalker's cool, man. He turns into a transformer robot, and he's got these laser cannons on his shoulders. And he's killing all these guys wearing sunglasses.
God, it's awesome.
And then he transforms into a spaceship, and then he picks up children in it, which is weird. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit fucking strange, but he does it. That movie was fucking cool.
That's what you do.
I've seen this movie.
That's what you do in the Sega Genesis game. Yeah. You save the little kids every 2 seconds, and then you turn to a robot and you just start nuking dudes.
Yes.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this before. As a kid, I just think I blocked this out of my memory.
I never thought about the kid thing too. I was
That's
like, why am I saving little kids? I never really thought about that.
Yeah, the Smooth Criminal video is from Moonwalker.
Oh shit!
Saving their virginity for me. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, dude.
There's nothing suspicious about any of that, by the way. And I'm sick of people saying that there might be. He loved all kids. Okay,
he didn't discriminate, man. He didn't give a damn. They all.
I watched that. I watched that libelous documentary that they did with the fucking. The guy who was railing Britney Spears for a while and then complaining about his life, like, go fuck off.
What's his name? Kevin
Federline?
No, not K-Fed. No, the first guy, the guy who did the dance instructional videos in the 90s.
He taught everybody. He taught Britney he did the Oops, I Did It Again. He was the choreographer for that. And Justin Timberlake was sitting there dating Britney Spears very publicly back then. He's like, we're both good Christians. No, I'm not getting it in. I'm not fucking Britney because she's a virgin. And Britney went, well, I'm fucking my dance instructor.
Yeah, Wayne Robson.
Robson, who was previously windsocked by Michael Jackson, who, according to Wade Robeson,
pink windsock to be clear.
Michael Jackson would make him get up on all fours when he was an 8-year-old. and look at his anus. And that's what Michael Jackson was into, according to this documentary and according to Wade Robison. But that guy did go on to fuck Britney Spears. So I don't know, man. The universe is karmically balanced at all times.
Or Wade Robson just lied about it later when he saw that Michael Jackson was dead. He couldn't be sued for defamation. He made $20 million doing a documentary about it because it contradicted every story he had ever told about Michael Jackson up to that point.
But to be fair, you know what I mean? Like when you've been trafficked by the most famous man in the world, who has said, you have to protect me. You have to protect what we have together. It's true love. Then, maybe you're going to get up in front of the court and tell a few lies about how Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5 didn't lick your butthole and it wasn't a thriller.
Every word you speak right now, Razor Fist nipples are tingling. He's like,
he gets so mad about it. I know. It's like, how can you deny that? Give me a break. Of course he was fucking kids. Ridiculous.
I love Razor Fist's videos on Michael Jackson.
I do too, because he's a true believer, and I want to believe. It's like when Razor Fist goes through all the reasons why Michael Jackson is innocent, I just go, thank you for that. Now it's not true. You're wrong. He's guilty, but thank you, because half of me wants to believe, because I like Michael Jackson.
The lower half or the upper half, or is it a left-right thing?
It's the back half.
Damn it! I forgot the front back.
Yeah.
Wait, your potential windsock wants to leave. I'm very uncomfortable with this. Wolfsbane says, part 3. Oh, this is back to the OJ thing. The glove doesn't make sense because it would have had DNA in it, as OJ had a cut on at the time. Also, prosecutors were stupid not getting a replica glove. Prosecutors were stupid handing that man a glove on the stand and asking him to put it on. Nah, it just doesn't. I don't even know how to put gloves on. I never tried one before. That's one of those. That's one of those things where in your head, as an attorney, it looks like a really good demonstrative, but in your head, you have forgotten that the other person hates your fucking guts and has no desire to make the thing that you want them to do work.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I learned that in my advocacy class when I forgot to introduce evidence on direct examination, and I tried to get it in on cross later, and the guy just wouldn't cooperate at all. I was like, fuck. Correct.
Would you fuck Michael Jackson, or let Michael Jackson fuck you if it meant that you could fuck a virginal 19-year-old Britney Spears directly afterwards?
No. And I liked Britney Spears. I was like the same age as her. I was into her from the moment she hit the scene for a long time. I still think she's hot.
Michael Jackson couldn't say, if you love me, you'll get into my bed with me. And you wouldn't do it? Because Britney Spears was over there, with her whole...
I don't like Britney Spears that much. I mean, I liked her a lot, but I mean, I don't like her enough to take Michael Jackson penis. Would you?
I don't know. If Wade Robison was like, he just wants to look at my butt.
Wait a minute, I didn't ask Wade Robison.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what the circumstances are. I'd say no. In general, no. But I mean, that's a pretty big prize, the Britney Spears thing,
In general, no, but I could maybe be convinced.
No, I've got to think about it. I got to go Britney Spears, 19 years old, oops, I did it again. Michael Jackson just wants to look at your anus.
Britney Spears was not 19 and oops, I did it again. So very, how old was she? She was 16 or 17 in that video. I know because I was.
No, she was not. She was not 16 or 17.
Oh, let's fucking do it.
Look it up. That's a lie. Don't do that to me.
Oops, I did it again. I don't mean to do this to you, Ethan, because I know. Release 2000. Okay, wait.
Well, I'm in Alabama. So.
She would turn 18 in the year 2000, but December 4th, and this was released before that, and certainly filmed before it. So she's 17 at the oldest.
When I saw the video, she was 19. It was 2000. 2001.
I was like 11. So technically, when an 11-year-old wants to smash a 17-year-old, that's totally cool.
I was 26, I guess, when that video came out. That makes it a little bit better.
I'm 12 days younger than her, so I was like, I was tracking like with this. I worked in the music. I worked in the music department at Circuit City. So I saw that video 5,000 times easily. And it was always the best part of my day, 6 times a day. So, you know.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good video.
That, and I had that Nelly song. They always did Nelly. There was an Usher song that I had to hear all the time. And that fucking Aaliyah song. God damn it.
Yeah.
Which Nelly song? Cut Your Grammar?
Aaliyah.
I do.
Or is it that one with him and Tim McGraw singing?
Queen of the Damned.
Aaliyah was dating what's his face when she was like 14 years old.
Yep.
R. Kelly marries her when she's 4 years old.
Drake's got like
Age ain't nothing but a number.
14-year-old girlfriends, don't he?
Age ain't nothing but a number. Isn't that one of her album titles?
Yep.
It was Ride With Me.
Ride With Me.
Ride With Me was the that was the video
Nice
that was
song.
on.
If you want to go and take a ride with me, eat my ass, maybe come every day. Yeah.
And R. Kelly told her,
Different
I believe I can fly. She couldn't fly. That's how she died in an airplane.
Get out the end of runway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Not
sad.
good. Not good. Petey Warren says, Nick, tell potentially criminal to quit screwing around on YouTube and finish writing the next Game of Thrones book. Wolfsbane says, note, these are my professor's arguments of the case. The prosecution did not do a great job with the facts and the timeline. I still think it was a hit, though. Saturn Tubes, I make a comic. Netflix met with me about it in 2021. Disney met with me about it in 2022. Now I got an offer to meet with an anime studio this March in Tokyo. Should I risk the flight expense? Yeah.
Why? I mean, why not?
Yeah. Go, risk the flight expense. Go find the offer, and then you now, if you have 3 competing offers, although I don't know if your Netflix offer from 2021 is good, but check the studio. Maybe they have distribution on Netflix. That's where you'll get a shitload of money if they buy the rights to the anime and put it on Netflix after.
You know, R. Kelly legitimately trafficked Aaliyah. Legitimately, like that is, like that's a fair use of the word trafficked.
Yeah,
legitimately trafficked her.
Yeah.
And then you got people like throwing that term around on the internet like it don't mean nothing. It does. Like he probably peed on her when she was 13. Oh,
pee on you.
Look at this.
Drip.
That's trafficking.
Hey, he was acquitted of that. All the peeing.
Was he really?
Yep.
Well,
did you see when his lawyer, like his criminal defense attorney on his deathbed, basically said, yeah, he did it? Did you see that, Sean?
No, I didn't see that part.
Unless that was a parody news story, but I seem to.
No, but that whole thing that Dave Chappelle did. No, that was he was peeing on them girls.
Let's see, Mo Fantasy, but Cecil said he would fix her. Okay, Lamar 76. Cecil can fix any woman. Lamar 76 Metal says, "Hey Nick, check your Twitter DM, same name." Okay, I'll do that in a minute, I guess. What do we got? It doesn't work the way you think it does. Finding a fucking Twitter DM at random.
No.
What's so funny?
I'm laughing at somebody in the chat who said EVS is focusing hard on those 2K teens, like the pop stars from the year 2000.
Oh.
They kept putting them in front of us, man.
Yeah,
wasn't our fault. Maxentius Decimus says Camelot kind of reminds me of Kit Boga, YouTube channel who memes on Indian phone scammers. Ulashed1 says look up Eliza Blue's previous name, Eliza Cuts. Interesting background around My Chemical Romance. Oh, that's a whole fucking thing I don't even want to get into. That whole drama is a mess too. Bad Dragonite. Funny thing, I ratioed the head of trust and safety at Twitter, basically saying I was canceling Blue because of the lack of free speech. Next day, I lost almost 200 followers. Lamau, probably a coincidence. Flagrant Triggers. Do you guys think the World Star Hip Hop video was pulled for it being made under duress? Litigation, persuasion, the connections that she had with certain CEOs, or World Star Hip Hop being paid to remove it? No, I don't think they had to pay World Star Hip Hop a dime to remove it. I think they just went, we don't. This video is worth way less to us than the public controversy surrounding the video. Just drop it quietly and move the fuck on. Like, to me, that's one of the most obvious business decisions I've seen in a long time.
I seen the video. Just seriously, drop it. Who cares? It's not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're like advertising for a cellulite removal service or something.
Yeah. It's kind of important.
They should just redo the music in the background while she's walking and she's got that big squishy cellulite going. It's like thousands of people suffer from cellulite that's unwanted every day. You know, have the nice like music playing in the background. Be like, you can come to our cosmetic clinic and we can help you take care of this.
Beautiful.
Baldo Gagger 4000. Then the way Eliza lies need to be addressed is that she's making real victims, survivors much less credible, and that we can't stand for that. Stephen that way says Eliza Blue is the embodiment of monetizing victimhood status. She's protecting her investment. If she loses those donations, she loses her income. Chase says yes, neo-Gastonism is Gaston is the hero. Chase says the beast is a furry. Valley Law says Camelot's turning me gay. Happens. Genshikin 2006 says these are the hard topics I subscribe to hear about. Exactly. There's nowhere else you can deal with this stuff. Stephen Cooper, Salem witch trials were objectively correct and McCarthy did nothing wrong.
I agree with both.
Yeah.
Yes. No lies detected.
I go to the prophet, Robius Zambonicus, dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Dragula.
They didn't get enough of them. You know what? Like, this is the thing about women. They cry and cry and cry. How many witches, actual witches, actually died in Salem? Like 6?
Yeah,
it's not
an
exactly
embarrassingly
the
low
Holocaust. Why are they still talking about it? Who cares? Here's an idea: don't practice witchcraft, and also don't join the Communist Party. Nick, look at this. See that picture up there? Black and white picture. I'm pointing.
Yeah.
I'm touching. Senator McCarthy, autographed.
Nice.
Right above Cyberfrog in terms of heroics.
Yeah, the biggest problem McCarthy had with this whole thing was that he was correct.
Yes.
He was correct.
He fucking nailed it.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Too bad he was a raging alcoholic.
Well, he wasn't smart enough to deal with it. Like, he actually got angry.
If he only had a YouTube channel.
Yeah, the YouTube channel would have. No, he was on TV all the time. He had that Trumpian thing where they could keep fucking with him, and he kept answering that. Like, he got more concerned about the fuckery than he did what he was actually trying to do. And the Democrats definitely fucked with him.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
Matt Hagen says, I always saw Beauty and the Beast was a story of the nobles taking back the power after the French Revolution.
And it was.
Some of the Disney stories are really fucked up when you think about them. Like, when you take a step back and you're like, holy shit.
Well,
It's
like,
actually
you think about
horrible.
like an Aladdin, like, when her dad's running around the Sultan, he's just like, cut his head off, infidel.
What was going on behind the scenes of Aladdin is really, really funny. If those, like that little scene where he's like going through the street and dodging all the big men with scimitars, if any of them have caught him, his arm is going on a fucking block and the hand is gone in 2 seconds because he grabbed an apple that they somehow found in Saudi Arabia.
And keep in mind that Jasmine is coming of age, so she needs to get married to a suitor, which means she's like 11, and Jafar is just so old, and he's like 60, and he's about, dude, he wants to marry Jasmine so bad. I'm like, goddamn. And then they put her in like suggestive clothing when he's a giant snake and shit.
And the really fucked up part is, if Aladdin goes with her, she's probably promised to another, ruler, so that it starts this massive war and people are going to get killed over it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't show that part either.
Yeah.
Eric Burnsmarsh
History's
says,
fun, folks.
safety, e-copy, high fiber, safety, e-copy, high fiber. Oh, fuck. I think someone just got MK Ultra. Shit. Bad Dragonite says Beauty and the Beast is just Castlevania from Gaston's perspective. Brett Cohen says, Pope, you have less respect now. Wing that nut. Wait, what? I don't know what that means. Unorthodox says, I don't know how super chats work. Haha, what's up, Ricada? They work like that. You just got it. Nailed it. Flawless execution. Xander's Rant says, Ethan, why were you picking on Camelot? When Nick said all of Star Wars was not as good as people think it is, and Luke sucks, Nick's favorite episode was episode 2. No, I said my favorite episode of the first of the prequel trilogy was number 2, because 3 is so objectively bad and 1 is so goddamn boring. And in 2, he genocides fucking sand
I like
people.
that part. Yeah.
Two's just a metaphor for our trip to Afghanistan. Xander's Rant says, how embarrassing, said Yoda in episode 2. Also another reason I like it. Steven that way says, Mike, wake up. And then that's it for YouTube. So we're going to move over to Rumble exclusivity here to my YouTube people. The Rumble link is in the description. I got a 20-second little bumper here, and then we'll be on Rumble exclusively. See you guys.
Google sitting in PatCon.
Fuck. Sometimes you forget to do something. And
Nick, you're fucking this up for me.
Well, you know what
I'm teaching people conspiracy theories at the end.
What you can't forget to do is check out how to protect your IRA or 401k with birchgold.com. So go to birchgold.com/nose. Click on this little green button till it says, ooh, click me harder, daddy. And they will give you information on how to get hard assets into your IRA or 401k, gold and silver, to protect against market volatility and inflation. Don't let Joe Biden emulate his favorite cockroach man, O.J. Simpson. Joe Biden's words, not mine. O.J. Simpson, and turn your IRA or 401k into a Pez dispenser with the knife of idiocy and child sniffery. You go to birchgold.com and they will help you protect your assets, your hard-earned assets, against those things, against the government, and against all of the fuckery and lies that go on in the world. birchgold.com/nose. Click the green button. They love free speech. They love you. They love me. They don't hate you. And right now, in 2023, finding a business that doesn't hate you is the most valuable thing on earth. There you go. All right. Now, I'm going to hit this little bumper, and then we're going Rumble exclusive. See you in 20 seconds or so.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,